welcome back to Rotten and Forgotten. Last episode we tidied up this ollie, got it ready to rip, threw a seat on there, checked everything out, and everything looked pretty darn good. After the episode, I was giving her a good old washing, you know, getting the shine back to her. There isn't much shine. It looks pretty good on the camera, it's not that good. But anyways, I took a look underneath the track, and sure enough, it's time for a drive cog replacement. Now when I brought this thing home, they were there and they were looking pretty darn good, but turns out too many hot laps around the yard, and yeah, she is shot. There is like nubs left, that's about it. Track was slipping, not good. And not only that, we gotta fix her secondary. Spring keeps coming unwound, I don't know why. But the good news is, I got the parts and the pieces and the know-how to fix it. I think. Not the Napa know-how either. Like the off-brand, I don't know, Harbor Freight know-how or something. But anyways, we gotta get her done. We got ride coming up this weekend and it needs to be running because we got the sleds full, I think, of people. But let's get her done. I think I can get the track out and the drive cogs replaced and back in under 2 hours. And yeah, that's what I'm going for, I think. There's not that many bolts, it just depends if they're stuck or not and how smooth it goes, and there's a lot to do, but we gotta get her done. We're burning darkness already, and yeah. So I'm gonna get the clock going, and we're gonna see if I can't do it. I mean, if I can, good job for me, I guess, and if I can't, well, it's still getting fixed, but we gotta add a little incentive to this, because this is like the 7th or 8th one I've done. It's getting kind of boring. Not really, but is what it is. Anyways, enough jibber jabber. Let's get her up in the air, get the clock going, and like fix it. Maybe, you know, milking another video out of the ollie. Yeah, I sure am. Not that I want to be. I'd rather just be riding it, but it had other plans, I guess. And we're gonna, you know, close our eyes when we're doing this for the most part because I don't want to fix anything else. I'm doing exactly what I didn't want to do. That's throw a bunch of parts and money at it. But here we are. This is how it's gonna be. Let's get her done. Here we go. Stopwatch is starting officially right now. Let's get to work. It's gonna be just like NASCAR probably. Make sure you lube everything up real good. It just makes it go better. You might not believe me, I think it does. From what I've seen. Then you get to roll around and the stuff will smell good too. It's just a win-win. Bogies look really good on this thing, surprisingly. I haven't touched those yet either. Get out of there. Wow, yeah, actually good bogies. It appears to have 2 shims, you know, keeping the chain case where it needs to be and whatnot. We're going to pull the drain out, drain her out, pull that cotter key out, pull the washer off, then push her through, drop her through, get the cog out. You know, things are just trucking along. No stuck bolts yet. That might be a new record. But it's going. Things are going. Things are moving. And it feels good. Kind of, sort of. cotter keys out. That's always a struggle. Oh, removed. The secondary seal is out. That came out way too easy. Should not have came out like that. There, I just spilled a whole bunch of oil. That'll happen. Yeah. Woo. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Out. She is not looking good at all. Like, we lost a lot of tabs in very few miles. So, that's good. These bearings are, the bearing's not even on this shaft. That's not good. Oh no. We may have just opened up a big can of beans. There's not even a bearing on the drive shaft side of things. That means it's in the secondary yet, which means it's not right. Probably. Anyways, interesting. Let's think a little bit here. So if you guys remember, you know, a couple episodes back or whatever, we had this same issue with the Rhino. The bearing fit on so loose by hand, by the time you tapped her in, the seal wouldn't fit anymore on the back side because that bearing gets so far over because the shaft is shot. And all that can be caused by a bearing going out or whatever. But luckily, I have this spare shaft here, and she's still good. So we're gonna pull that bearing off, tap a new one on, put a new seal on there, clean everything up, and use this one instead, which is, you know, kind of sad, but that happens, you know, things wear out. Whoa! Parts are flying. We gotta turn that good. Good time. There we go. That works. One more to go. Sounds pretty good. Here's a spin. More spinning. There. Little bit of heat, it's always your friend. Probably could have pounded these ones off without the heat, but it's not hurting anything. That might hurt something though. Ah, there. These are out. Oh, still hot. You're wondering. Very hot. We got them off, you know, by the looks of it. I definitely chopped my head off on that whole, you know, fiasco going on over here. Definitely a mom move there, you know, neck high. Anyways, we're at 51 minutes and we're about to, you know, snug these on and start the reassembly process. Tap some bearings on there, throw my seals on. Seals before the bearings, don't forget that. And then, yeah, snug this up, battle it back in there, get the secondary lined up. Actually, we have to put a different secondary on the secondary chain case, you know, but other than that, things are looking good. We might get this done, actually, within the allotted time frame. So there, hopefully you guys like that turbo speed there. And you know, if you're still watching, we're like halfway through the video, thanks. You know, you didn't have to. But anyways, we're gonna, you know, line this up, make sure cogs are parallel across. If you do some serious hole hogging, getting your rivets out, you can get these a little offline, and then, you know, one side gets eaten before the other one. And you wanna make sure everything's nice and lined up. And then once you get everything snug, roll it on your fingers and make sure these cogs are rotating straight and don't have, you know, like a wiggle wonka going on in there, because if you do, you're going to have some issues. A little bit's okay, but a lot of it, not so much. Anyways, let's get to tightening here. That's looking pretty darn good. You can kind of see if they're a little bit wonk. Close an eye, squint a little bit, you know. It's gonna work, I think. So let's tap some bearings on here and get back to installing. Don't forget, before you put your bearings on, you always want to make sure you put your seals on first. Otherwise, you'll be pulling your new bearings, and that's just embarrassing. It does happen though, so don't feel bad if you forget. Pretty sure everyone does at least once or twice. There's probably a better way to tap these on here, but I just do this. And it hasn't let me down yet, except right now. That's going to be a blood blister. Ouchies. Oh, look at her go. There, something like that. And now I'm bleeding. Darn it! Kind of sound like a little girl there squealing. That hurt. I did it with a rubber mallet too. That's not supposed to do that. Ah! That was dumb. Don't get your finger in where the hammer's going. That's a good rule to live by. I seem to forget that part sometimes. I'm going to be using a 1 1/16" socket. Tap that bearing into place. The one thing you kind of got to look out for is that there's no collar in your socket, because sometimes they only run the threads like halfway down, you know, and then it's socket. And then when you slip it over this, it doesn't go all the way, and you beat the tar out of it because you need that bearing to go. Well, then you just mar up your threads on the end, and it's just a bad deal. And then you got to get the grinder out, and it's... Just be careful. Make sure, you know, the threads go all the way through on your socket and you won't have any issues. Right about there is where she needs to ride. Yes, sirree. This slips up. This one slips over. Away we go. We're ready to install this back in the ollie. And it's probably about an hour 20 in, so not doing too shabby. It's pretty good. Not the greatest, but pretty good. Pretty darn good. This is our spare secondary we got. The inside of her is pretty nasty. That one's got good sheaths, this one don't. But the spring's good on this one, and there's new ramps on it. So we're gonna take this top and the spring, slap it on that one, and call her good. Enough. First thing, I get her split apart again. That could be interesting. Usually is. That one wasn't wound correctly either, so. There. Something like that should work. She's got, you know, that 8 pounds a guy needs, I think. Somewhere in that ballpark range. Cool. It's going back in right now. Mm-hmm. Things are looking good. The battle's like almost over, which is a first. We're at 2 hours and 2 minutes. The track is installed. We're just setting belt deflection. We missed our goal, but it's going really good. It's pretty smooth. I'm not complaining. We're getting things done, and that's all that's important. We set this track belt deflection at 1 7/8, I believe. And just like that, the Olympic's back together. I did it all off camera because it was early and I was, you know, just doing stuff here and there. But I got another problem with this trouble-free machine. It's that carburetor on there. It's an HR74A. Came with the 300. It's just not right. I'm not sure what it is. I'm leaning towards bad Welch plug seals around there. I don't have any Welch plugs to put into it, and I'm just running out of options. So, for the time being, I think we're gonna try to clean up this HR75A carburetor. It's for the 335, and slap it on here, and you know, give this 300 a little bit of pep. Probably, you know, burn her up is what's gonna happen, but we're not gonna worry about that. This thing's gotta drive on that ride coming up this weekend, so it's what we're gonna do. We'll throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner, let her boil, clean her out, throw a kit in, and call her good. So let's get after it. This Olympic needs to, you know, do something other than sitting here. It's getting really, it's just an eyesore, to be honest. I mean, I usually like the yellow hoods, but I'm starting to hate this one. Here we go, diving into this one. Now, I don't have any Welch plugs, so we're gonna have to save on these if they're in there, which I'm really hoping they are, because I'm kind of out of options at the moment. And yeah, great. Kind of dirty. I haven't ran this one through the ultrasonic cleaner at all, so it'll be interesting seeing what the insides of her looks like. We're gonna take lots of pictures. Well, we do her too. Holy cow, Grandpa, you got your flash on. Oh, the dual flanginator. Somebody put a, you know, cheapo kit in here. Appreciate it. More pictures is better than not enough pictures. Oh no, she's stuck on there. Well, let's send her in the cleaner. See what it can't do. It ain't gonna hurt it, I know that much. We got her out of the ultrasonic now. she's looking a whole lot better. Everything seems to be, you know, good on her. So a little bit of rust left, you know, on the throttle body and whatnot, but it's nothing too crazy. We're just gonna start throwing her back together. Plug here. You'll see, actually. Here. Here. I don't know if you're about this ring. Rebuilt. Got that carburetor mounted on there. We're gonna have to switch our return line to a little bit of a smaller diameter. So that shouldn't go too bad. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the top one. Here we go. We got the other carburetor on there, and you know, it's kind of like deja vu. I swore we've been here before, but let's try it again. Got some electric start in the bottle. We'll give her a little squirt, see what happens. Never running off the bottle.